I walked into the lawyer's office with a calm I didn't feel. My suit felt stiff, my hands clammy. "I'm here for my father's will," I said, trying to sound steady. The lawyer looked up from his desk, his expression unreadable. "Ah, yes. Mr. Hamza," he said slowly. "Please, have a seat." I sank into the chair, my heart thumping. "So, it's all mine, right?" I tried to smile, but it came out hollow. The lawyer cleared his throat. "I'm afraid not. The inheritance has been transferred to your brother, Adil, and," he paused. I saw her then, Sarah, standing behind Adil, smirking. I froze. "Sarah?" My voice caught. What does this mean?" Adil's lips curved into that smug, infuriating smile. "It means the house, shares, land, everything father left is ours. Not yours." I blinked. "But my throat tightened. "Father," he promised. Sarah stepped forward, her heels clicking on the floor. "Promises change," she said, cool and sharp. "Especially when the better choice appears." I staggered back in my chair. "Better choice?" "Sarah, why?" My voice broke into a whisper. "We've been seeing each other for months," Adil said, casually, as if announcing the weather. I laughed, a bitter, broken sound. "Months? You were with me. Engaged to me." Sarah tilted her head. "Engaged, yes. But love evolves." I slammed my fist on the armrest. You lied to me? All this time?" Adil shrugged, almost bored. "Not lied. Just moved on faster." I felt the room spin. "Moved on? You call this moving on? You stole everything from me." My hands shook. Sarah's smile widened. "Oh, Hamza, you were always so predictable. Soft. Too slow." I stood up, my chair scraping the floor. "Soft? I trusted you. I loved you." My voice cracked. "And you both stabbed me in the back." Adil leaned against the desk. "Maybe you're not as smart as you thought. Father knew what he was doing." I laughed again, this time a sharp, hollow bark. "Knew what he was doing?" "He loved me. And you didn't even care." Sarah's eyes gleamed with triumph. "Care? I care about myself." "And about him," she said, glancing at Adil. I sank back into the chair, my mind numb. The world around me blurred, the lawyer's papers, the polished floor, Sarah's smug face. I wanted to scream, to punch, to disappear. I can't. I pressed my palms to my face. My chest felt tight, heavy. Every thought repeated, why them? Why me? The lawyer cleared his throat. "I'm sorry, Hamza. Legally, everything is final." I nodded, my body moving without thought. I walked out, each step heavier than the last. Rain had started outside, cold and relentless. Water ran down my hair, soaked my jacket. I didn't care. Why them? Why me? I whispered to myself again, over and over, as the city lights blurred in the rain. My life, the life I thought I had ended. And in that night, under the storm and my own disbelief, I realized something terrifying: nothing would ever be the same again. I returned home that night, my bag heavy with nothing but clothes, my mind heavier still. The front door was locked. New locks. My fingers trembled as I tried the handle. "Locked, Hamza?" Sarah's voice came from behind. I spun around. She leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed, a smug smile on her lips. What is this? I demanded, my voice shaking. Why are the locks changed? Adil appeared behind her, his expression calm, almost casual. We thought it was time for you to move on. I laughed bitterly. Move on? You stole everything from me and now I'm supposed to just move on? Sarah shrugged. Why not? Life is short, Hamza. You were always too soft to take it for yourself. Too soft? I shouted. I loved you. I trusted you. And you, I stopped, choking back tears. You don't even look guilty. I don't have to, Sarah said, tilting her head. I'm happy. And you were weak. Always letting everyone walk over you. Adil stepped forward, his voice low, sharp. Father made his choice. And so did I. You're lucky you even got to see the house one last time. Lucky? You call this lucky? I slammed my bag on the ground. You broke me. Both of you. How could you? Sarah laughed softly. Oh, Hamza. Stop pretending. You knew the risk of loving someone like me. You just thought you were untouchable. I swallowed, trying to catch my breath. I can't believe, after everything, you'd betray me like this. Adil's eyes narrowed. Betrayal? No. You're just too blind. Too trusting. That was your mistake, not ours. I shook my head, stepping back. Blind? I loved you. And you chose him over me? Over everything I worked for? Sarah's grin widened. Some choices are obvious. Some people deserve better. He's stronger. Smarter. I made the right call. You made the right call? My voice cracked. I turned toward the door, wanting to escape the suffocating reality, but my legs felt like lead. Adil's laugh followed me. Running now? Typical Hamza. Always running from what hurts instead of fighting. I clenched my fists, my nails digging into my palms. I don't care about your fights. I don't care about your lies. You'll see, you'll pay for this someday. Sarah's tone was icy. Someday isn't my problem. Right now, you're irrelevant. Move on. Accept it. Stop embarrassing yourself. I swallowed hard, my chest tight. I can't. I can't accept it. My voice was almost a whisper. You, both of you, destroyed everything I believed in. Adil stepped closer. Then prove us wrong, if you can. But don't expect mercy from us. You had your chance. Sarah laughed again, soft and cruel. We don't need to. You gave it all away yourself. Weakness isn't punished. It's left behind. I spun away and walked into the rain. Cold droplets hit my face, soaking me through. My hands trembled. My mind screamed, yet my body felt numb. Why them? Why me? I repeated inside my head, over and over. Each step felt heavier than the last. My world had ended, and I was alone in it, exposed to the storm both outside and inside my heart. The city lights blurred, wet and shimmering. Every laugh, every word from them echoed in my skull. I whispered to myself, I will make them regret this, one way or another. And I kept walking, rain cutting through me, numb, broken, but unwilling to vanish completely. The car came out of nowhere. I didn't even see it until the headlights burned my eyes. Watch, I barely had time to yell before the impact. Pain exploded through me, sharp, crushing. I fell onto the asphalt, my chest heaving, blood warm and sticky under my hands. No, this can't be happening. I tried to move, tried to stand, but the world tilted, spinning, blurring. Hamza. I heard a voice. Sarah? Adil? I couldn't tell. It's better if he dies, whispered someone, soft but deadly. I tried to scream, but my lungs refused to cooperate. Everything faded. Darkness wrapped around me. I thought, this is it. This is the end. Then, light. Blinding, harsh, unnatural. My eyes shot open. I gasped, choking on air, my heart hammering like a drum. The ceiling above me was familiar. My room. My bed. My posters. The date on my phone. I froze. 3 years ago. I touched my chest. No wounds. No blood. My hands shook as memories slammed into me, Sarah's betrayal, Adil's smug face, the lawyer's words. Everything. The pain, the shock, the humiliation. It was all still fresh. I sat up, my mind spinning. This isn't possible, I whispered to the empty room. My voice trembled. I died. I should be. A cold clarity cut through the fear. No. Not this time, I said, louder, almost to myself. This time. I won't be the fool. I paced my room, fists clenched. I remember everything. Every word. Every look. Every lie. My voice was harsh, sharp, filled with a fire I hadn't felt before. Sarah. Adil. You won't get me again. I stopped in front of the mirror. My reflection stared back. The weak, trusting Hamza, gone. Gone forever. I touched my face, half expecting some difference, but it was me, same eyes, same features, but different now. Hardened. Sharper. Dangerous. I have a second chance, I whispered. A second chance to fix everything they stole. To take back what's mine, and make them pay. My chest tightened, but not from fear. From determination. Rage. And a strange, calm focus. I could plan. I could move. I could strike before they even thought of me again. I pulled out my phone, opened contacts, thought about calls I'd make, people I'd warn, moves I'd undo. I know their weaknesses, I said, pacing again. I know their greed. I know Sarah's arrogance. And I know Adil's jealousy. A smirk tugged at my lips. They think they won. They think I'm gone. They think I'm weak. They have no idea what's coming. I clenched my fists again, feeling the blood pump like fire through my veins. I'm not Hamza who trusted blindly. I'm Hamza who remembers. Hamza who knows everything before it happens. Hamza who survives. Then I stopped. Took a deep breath. Rain tapped against my window outside, soft and steady. It was the same night, the same city, the same storm, but I wasn't the same man anymore. No mistakes this time, I said, quietly, almost reverently. No trusting Sarah. No letting Adil manipulate me. No losing everything again. I looked at the mirror one last time. This time, it's mine. All of it. Every piece. And they won't even see it coming. The room was silent except for my breathing. I let it out slowly, the tension, the anger, the fear, all burning in a controlled fire now. I have been reborn. And for the first time in what felt like a lifetime, I smiled, not softly, not weakly, but cold, calculated, and ready. I woke early, my mind already running. No mistakes this time, I whispered to myself, staring at the ceiling. I can't let them win again. I pulled on my jacket and left the house, pretending to go about my normal routine. But inside, every thought was sharp, focused. I needed information about Adil, about Sarah, about everything they had stolen. First, I went to my father's office. I knocked lightly. "Father?" I called. He looked up from his papers. "Hamza? What's wrong? You look different." "I'm fine," I said, forcing a casual tone. "Just checking in on some old business matters." His eyebrows rose. "Business matters?" "Yes," I said, leaning against the desk. I was reviewing the accounts and, well, some things didn't add up. I paused, watching his reaction. "I just want to make sure everything is secure before anyone else interferes." He nodded slowly. "I see. Well, you've always been careful." "That's reassuring." I smiled, but it was sharp, calculating. "Of course. I wouldn't want any surprises." Later, I sat in my favorite cafe, my laptop open. I checked the business accounts, traced every transaction, every subtle advantage Adil had gained in the past. "So, this is how you did it," I muttered, scrolling. "Weak spots, poor oversight, clever Adil. Too clever by half." My phone buzzed. It was Sarah. I didn't answer. She left a message, "Hamza, can we talk? Please." I read it, then deleted it. "You won't trap me this time," I said aloud. Adil's calls came next. I ignored them all. Each ring, each voicemail, was a reminder of their arrogance. They think I'll run to them. They think I'm weak. "They're wrong," I murmured. By evening, I met Farid, an old family friend. "Hamza, you look alive." "Different," he said. "I am," I replied. "Alive and awake this time. I'm not letting them steal from me. Not again." He studied me. "You sound dangerous." I chuckled, dark and low. "I have to be. I need to watch, plan, wait. And when the moment comes, I'll take back everything." Farid nodded slowly. "I'll help. But you need to be careful. Sarah and Adil, they're ruthless." "I know," I said. "That's why I'll let them make the first move. They'll reveal their weaknesses themselves. I just need to guide it carefully." That night, I returned home, checking my father's old letters, contracts, anything that could give me leverage. "This is my life again," I said, flipping through documents. "And this time, I write the rules." I thought about Sarah, her smug face, her satisfaction when she thought she won. "She won't see it coming," I whispered. "Adil won't either. I'll control everything." I paused at the mirror, studying my reflection. The old me would have cried. I would have begged. I would have been weak. I clenched my fists. Not anymore. Hamza isn't soft now. Hamza is patient. Hamza is careful. Hamza is ready. Rain tapped on the window outside, soft, steady. I watched the drops and smiled faintly. The storm is back. But this time, I'll weather it differently. I'll take back everything, piece by piece, and no one will stop me. And for the first time, I felt control, not power, not vengeance yet, but clarity. The game had begun. Sarah called the next morning. I let it ring. Twice. 3 times. Finally, she left a message, "Hamza, please. Call me. I need to talk." I stared at the screen. "You need to talk?" I muttered. "Funny. I don't." I deleted it and poured a cup of coffee instead. Calm. Observing. Waiting. Later, I walked past the office where Adil was meeting with my father. From the shadows, I overheard every word. "He doesn't even notice when we take shortcuts," Adil said. "I mean, he's careful, yes, but he trusts too much." Sarah laughed softly. "Hamza? He's harmless. He's predictable. You don't need to worry." I smirked to myself. Predictable. That would be the word I'd use against them. When I returned home, Sarah was already there. "Hamza," she said, feigning surprise. "You didn't answer your phone." I was worried. "I was busy," I replied, calm and neutral. "Work. Papers. Meetings." She frowned. "Busy? All the time?" "You're different. Distant." I leaned back, sipping my coffee. "I've changed. Maybe you noticed." She tilted her head, suspicious. "Changed? How?" I shrugged lightly. "I've learned. I can't be naive anymore. I need to think for myself." Sarah's eyes narrowed. "Thinking for yourself? You're cold. Unreachable." I don't like it." "Good," I said softly, letting it hang. "I don't like weakness. And weakness is what got me hurt before." Adil called that evening. His voice clipped, tense. "Hamza, you've been reviewing accounts? Stop poking around in things that don't concern you." I laughed, faint, almost playful. "Really? Are you threatened already? I thought I was supposed to be irrelevant." "You're meddling," he snapped. "Father trusts you too much now." I can't stand it." I raised my eyebrows. "Can't stand it? That's funny. You used to be so confident, Adil. Now you're desperate." Sarah appeared behind him in the video call. "Hamza, please. Don't make him angry. You'll ruin everything." "Everything?" I echoed. "You mean the empire you think you own? Funny, it's still mine to defend." He clenched his fists. You always had this smug streak. I hate it." "And you," I said, calm, sharp, always had jealousy. "You can't hide it forever. Every flaw, every weakness, you're showing it now." Sarah's face twisted with irritation. "Hamza, you're impossible. Why won't you just—" I cut her off. "Because I won't let you manipulate me. Not anymore. I'm careful now. Observant. And nothing you do will shake me." I ended the call, breathing slowly. Their panic, their frustration, it was delicious. I sat back, letting it wash over me. The cracks were finally showing. I smiled faintly at the ceiling. They think they control everything. But they're already losing. They don't even know it yet. Later, alone, I whispered to myself, Sarah's arrogance. Adil's greed. Their own flaws are pulling them down. I just need to wait a little longer. Let them dig their own grave. The rain tapped against the window again, soft, relentless. I leaned against it, watching the water run. The storm is coming, I murmured. And this time, I'm ready to guide it. I leaned back in my chair, eyes on the spreadsheet. Every transaction. Every slip. Every small lie Adil had used to appear clever. So this is how you thought you'd win, I muttered, fingers drumming on the desk. Predictable. Farid sat across from me, watching quietly. You're planning something big, he said. I'm not planning, I corrected. I'm preparing. They think they're ahead, but the game hasn't even started yet. Sarah's involved too, he warned. She'll sense something. I smiled faintly. Let her. Let her think I'm distracted, weak. That's exactly what I want. Later that day, I called my father. I was reviewing company records, Father, I said casually. I noticed some discrepancies. Nothing serious, but I thought you should know. His voice was cautious. Discrepancies? With Adil? I shrugged, a subtle lie in my tone. I don't know. Maybe minor errors. But it caught my attention. I just want to make sure everything's secure. He paused, then sighed. I appreciate you noticing. Be careful, Hamza. Adil, he's ambitious, but he sometimes stretches too far. I smiled under my breath. I'll handle it, I said softly. Don't worry. That evening, I invited Adil and Sarah to a casual dinner at my place. Just a friendly meeting, I said when they arrived. Sarah raised an eyebrow. Friendly? You? I grinned faintly. Even I can be polite. For old time's sake. Adil scoffed. I don't have time for this. I have business to handle. I poured wine calmly. Relax. No one's rushing. I just thought we could talk. Catch up. Sarah's eyes flicked at me suspiciously. Hamza, you're acting different. Calm. Too calm. That's the problem, isn't it? I said softly, leaning forward. You expect me to panic. To beg. To lose control. But I don't. Adil's jaw tightened. What are you implying? I smiled faintly, a cold, careful smile. Nothing. Just that actions have consequences. Some are obvious. Some are subtle. But they always arrive. Sarah's fingers twitched at the edge of her glass. Hamza, stop being cryptic. What are you talking about? Watch closely, I said, taking a slow sip. Sometimes, the most powerful moves are the ones you don't see coming. After dinner, I excused myself. Alone in my study, I compiled evidence, secret meetings, misused funds, careless decisions, all proof of Adil's and Sarah's greed. I sent copies to my father, carefully, anonymously. Then I sat back, watching their reactions unfold in my mind. They think they're untouchable. They think they're winning, I whispered. But I've set the stage. Every move they make now will lead right into my trap. Every lie, every weakness, every flaw, they'll reveal it themselves. I leaned back, hands behind my head, smiling faintly. Patience. Observation. Timing. That's all I need. And when the moment comes, it will be perfect. Farid called that night. Everything's ready? Yes, I said softly. They're walking right into it. And they don't even know I'm waiting. I glanced at the rain outside, tapping against the window in steady rhythm. The storm, I whispered, they're building it themselves. I just need to let it fall. And for the first time since my rebirth, I felt the thrill of power, not the hollow kind, but controlled, deliberate, and inevitable. I watched from my office as Adil made his move, thinking I hadn't seen a thing. His calls, his messages, the sudden urgency in his tone, everything revealed exactly what I needed. So desperate, I muttered. So careless. Sarah's voice came through a video call. Hamza, you're imagining things. He's not doing anything wrong. Not doing anything wrong? I echoed, leaning back. Adil's greed is showing, Sarah. You can't hide it, and neither can he. Her fingers tapped impatiently on the desk. Hamza, stop being paranoid. You're making things worse. I smiled faintly. Paranoid? Or observant? Watch closely. Every flaw, every weakness, it's coming out in the open now. Adil stormed into the room, not realizing I had anticipated every step. Hamza. You're ruining everything. Father is suspicious because of you. Am I? I asked softly, tilting my head. Or are you just panicking because your mistakes are exposed? Sarah stepped forward, her tone sharp. Hamza, stop manipulating him. You're manipulating? I cut her off. No. I'm letting reality speak for itself. You and Adil dug this hole. I'm just pointing out where it collapses. Adil's face twisted with anger. I don't care. I'll fix it. I'll explain. You can't take control like this. I chuckled. Explain? To father? About the funds you moved? About the meetings you tried to hide? About lying to everyone who trusted you? Sarah paled. Hamza, that's not fair. You can't just. Can't? I said coldly. I can, Sarah. You see, I anticipated this. Every error you made, every greedy little move, I recorded, I documented. And now? Now it's proof. Adil shouted. Father won't believe you. He'll see it differently. I leaned closer, voice low and steady. Father already believes me, Adil. The papers are with him. Every misstep, every betrayal, all laid bare. You thought you were clever. You weren't. You were sloppy. Sarah's lips trembled. Hamza, please. You don't understand. I can fix this. We can fix this. You? I asked, incredulous. Fix this? You're the reason it's broken. You wanted power, control. You wanted him. And you both got greedy. Watch what happens when the greedy can't cover their tracks. Adil turned pale. No, this can't be happening. It is, I said softly. And you're powerless. Every lie you told is your own undoing. Every scheme you plotted, revealed. Every mistake you made, on display. Sarah's eyes filled with panic. Hamza, please. I didn't. I shook my head. You didn't what? Respect me? Respect anyone? Care about truth? Every move you made screamed your arrogance. And now, it's all unraveling. I leaned back, smiling faintly. They think they're untouchable. They think I'm soft. They don't see it yet, but the cracks are everywhere. And the collapse, it's just begun. I poured myself a glass of water, calm, observing. This is justice, I whispered. Slow, precise, inevitable. And every moment, they'll feel it. Every second, they'll realize, this is what happens when greed exposes itself. Outside, the rain pattered against the window. I watched it, steady, relentless. Just like the trap I'd set. I watched them crumble, and for the first time, I felt a calm satisfaction. Not gloating, just clarity. Every move I'd made, every trap I'd set, had worked perfectly. Adil's voice cracked over the phone. Hamza, this isn't fair. You can't do this to me. Do this? I interrupted, my voice low and steady. Do what, Adil? I didn't take anything from you. You took it from yourself. Every lie, every misstep, it's all yours. Sarah appeared behind him in the video call, panicked. Hamza, please. You don't have to ruin him. Don't ruin us. I raised an eyebrow. Don't ruin you? Oh, Sarah, you've already ruined yourselves. You wanted power, greed, and each other. And now you're paying the price. Slowly, inevitably. Adil's jaw clenched. Father will fix this. You can't control everything. You're wrong, I said sharply. I've controlled nothing. Your mistakes controlled everything. I just pointed them out. Every reckless decision, every hidden meeting, every greedy step, you exposed yourselves. Sarah's face twisted, desperate. Hamza. I made a mistake. I chose him over you, yes, but you can forgive me. Please. I shook my head slowly. Forgive? Why would I forgive someone who betrayed me completely? Who lied to my face, who took my inheritance, who laughed while I suffered? She tried to reach through the screen, voice trembling. Hamza. I held up a hand. Stop. I don't want to hear it. You'll see your own downfall soon enough. Every friend, every ally, every favor you counted on is gone. All because of your choices. Adil muttered, almost to himself, I didn't think. You didn't think, I said softly. Exactly. And that's why you're losing. That's why you're powerless. Sarah's tears were real now, streaming down her face. Hamza, please. I just want a chance. One chance to make it right. I stared at the screen, expression unreadable. One chance? I repeated slowly. The chance was before. You wasted it. Now, you watch. You watch everything fall apart and there's nothing you can do. Adil's voice broke. Hamza, you're heartless. I'm not heartless, I said softly, leaning back. I'm awake. I'm careful. I'm not weak anymore. You destroyed yourselves. Sarah whispered, almost a sob, I don't understand, why? Because you were greedy. Because you were arrogant. Because you underestimated me. That's why, I said. There was a silence on the call, broken only by the sound of their panic, their desperation. I didn't need to say more. The truth was clear. I ended the call and leaned back, letting the weight of it all settle. They were powerless, broke, and exposed. Every lie, every betrayal, every smug look they had shown, gone. I poured myself a glass of water and stared at the rain tapping against my window. The storm, I whispered, I didn't need to bring it. They did it themselves. Farid's voice echoed in my mind, careful, patient, deliberate. I smiled faintly. Yes. Every step, every slip, every crack. I just guided them gently into the consequences they earned. For the first time since Rebirth, I felt absolute control. Not cruel, not vengeful in the heat of anger, just precise, measured, unstoppable. And for them, the lesson was clear: greed exposes itself, arrogance betrays itself, and weakness invites ruin. I sat alone in my office, the rain tapping against the window like a quiet reminder of everything I had done. The phone was silent. No calls, no messages, no threats. Nothing. Finally, I muttered under my breath, leaning back in my chair. It's done. Farid appeared beside me. Hamza, they're gone. It's over. You won. I know, I said softly, staring at the darkened street below. I won. But, my voice trailed off. I didn't know what word could describe the hollow ache inside. But what? He asked, cautious. I shook my head. It's not satisfaction. Not joy. I thought revenge would feel like fire, like triumph. But it doesn't. It's empty. Farid nodded slowly. That's normal. You've been through hell. You survived betrayal, loss, death. Maybe you need peace more than revenge. Peace, I repeated bitterly. I don't know if that's mine anymore. Every time I close my eyes, I see their faces. Sarah smiling, Adil smug. And now, nothing. Just silence. I picked up a glass of water and swirled it. Father came to me today. He apologized for doubting me, for not seeing through them. I told him, I'm not angry anymore. But I feel hollow. I took everything. I won. And yet, I feel like I lost something inside me. Farid said nothing. He just watched. Sometimes, that was enough. I leaned forward, resting my head in my hands. I thought controlling everything, taking everything, would fix me. Make me whole again. But it doesn't. I have power, yes. But no one to share it with. No one who mattered. Everyone who betrayed me is gone. And the rest, they're just shadows. Farid finally spoke. Hamza, maybe this is the moment to focus on yourself. Not revenge. Not control. Yourself. I shook my head. I don't know who that is anymore. I feel changed. Stronger, yes. Smarter, yes. But also, colder. Harder. I survived everything, and I can't feel the old warmth anymore. I think you can, Farid said softly. But you need to choose to let it back in. I looked at him, a small, tired smile forming. Maybe later. Right now. I just need to breathe. Think. Plan a new life. Not theirs. Mine. He nodded. That sounds wise. I stood and walked to the window, looking at the city drenched in rain. The lights shimmered, blurred, beautiful and cruel at the same time. I took everything they had, I whispered. I exposed every lie, every flaw. They're broken. Humiliated. And yet, I don't feel victory. I feel emptiness. And I don't know if I'll ever feel whole again. I turned from the window, pacing slowly. Maybe that's the point. Revenge isn't about happiness. It's about truth. About justice. And the rest, I have to find on my own. I sat again, pen and paper in front of me. A new plan forming, not for revenge, but for life. For myself. I have power, I whispered. I have control. And I can survive. But now. I need more. I need meaning. Outside, the rain continued to fall. I watched it, steady, unrelenting. And for the first time in days, I allowed myself to hope that maybe, just maybe, I could find something beyond all this, beyond betrayal, beyond revenge, beyond loss. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Sarah and Adil were gone from my life, finally stripped of everything they thought they owned. Their calls stopped, their messages vanished. I felt free, but the freedom was strange, almost unreal. I sat with my father, signing the final legal documents. Everything is yours now, he said quietly. All the company, the estate. I trust you completely. I know, Father, I replied calmly, though inside, a storm still simmered. I won't make the same mistakes again. He studied me, concern and pride mixed in his eyes. Hamza, you've changed. I hope this isn't just revenge. I hope you find peace. I nodded, soft, measured. I will. But not here. I can't stay in the past, watching them rot. I have to move forward. He sighed. If that's what you want. I understand. Later, I called Farid. Everything's settled, I said. They've hit rock bottom. I don't need to watch. I just need to leave. Leave, he asked. Where will you go? Anywhere they can't touch me, I replied. Anywhere I can start fresh, build something new. For me. Farid was silent for a moment. I understand. But are you ready? I smiled faintly, thinking of the old Hamza, the soft, trusting Hamza. I think so. The old me, he's gone. This me, he's careful, patient, and ready. And it's time to see how far I can go. I packed my things that night. My phone buzzed with a message from Sarah. Hamza, please. I ignored it. No pity, no temptation. She had chosen herself, chosen Adil, chosen greed. And now, she had nothing. Adil tried calling once. I blocked the number. I didn't even look back. Before leaving, I walked through the company, glancing at every office, every desk, every familiar corner. This was mine, always, I whispered. And now, it truly is. Outside, the taxi waited. Rain-slicked streets reflected the city lights, a shimmering, distorted mirror of the life I was leaving behind. I looked once at the familiar skyline and then forward. The driver asked, "Where to?" "Anywhere new," I said. My voice was calm, firm. Anywhere I can be me, without shadows from the past. I leaned back in the seat, hands resting on my lap. I survived betrayal. I survived loss. I survived death and rebirth. I took back what was mine. And now, it's time to live for myself. The city blurred past. Sarah, Adil, the betrayals, the endless schemes, they were behind me now. Not memories that haunted me, but lessons. Every smile I once gave, every trust one offered, they became armor for the future. I whispered quietly, more to myself than anyone else, I am Hamza. I am strong. I am free. And from now on, I answer to no one but myself. The rain eased as the city lights stretched behind me. I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel revenge. I felt something new, control, clarity, and the faint, warm glimmer of hope. I smiled softly. This life, this one is mine. I've fought, I've lost, I've learned. And now I begin. The taxi turned onto the highway, the past shrinking behind me. For the first time in years, I breathed deeply, truly. The wind rushed past my face, carrying away every trace of the man I used to be. I closed my eyes, feeling the rain, the city, the freedom. I choose me, I whispered. And with that, I stepped into my future.